Hey there, welcome back. So first thing we gotta do is draw our cards. I do have a +2 advisor here for this. I have a +3 for that, so I do want to replace a military advisor, and I'm also wondering, look at France's situation. They have rebels everywhere, and they only have 7 cubes. Now might be the time to strike. I have a claim. So I can declare war on France. I will have to resolve this naval battle. They do have 2 ports here. I don't know how that's going to resolve itself, but um, I can declare war on them. And look, I got plenty of cubes to siege them down. And so I'm thinking I want to draw 3 military cards. Let's draw one first. I got the logistics master, second. We got an advisor. Let's do a third one. Okay, so another thing I forgot is I actually have a general under my employment, so I do lose a cube in maintenance for that. So this is a really good advisor. I can move an army and fleet where you're being attacked and into an adjacent zone or intercept an enemy. So basically, I can use this to avoid a battle. It's a reaction card. That's what the little hand means. I can immediately place in a pre-existing or newly formed army in one of my areas. Maybe played as a reaction or as a minor action on my turn. It does cost me 7 ducats. But 7 ducats, even at 3, I mean, that's 12 ducats normally. So that's a pretty good deal. And then Logistic Master lets me activate 2 of my armies and resolve battles after completing all movement, or take a recruit action at no extra cost, where you may use up to 3 units from exhausted. That's pretty good too. And then we have this, which would require me to put it into play first. Your enemy must remove 2 battle dice. That could actually be helpful. Alright, I got options. We are not going to be first. The first player is actually France. This works out in our favor because we're going to make them burn some cubes. So they are first. They are in an area, and they're going to immediately siege their capital back, which is 2 of their cubes. So this goes away. That's their turn. Castile has a similar situation. They're going to defend, and they're going to move 1 and then across for 2. They're going to do a battle. They may recruit. I didn't check. Nope, they won't recruit. They gain a cube for that. Then it gets to us, and I'm going to declare war. But I'm going to keep the cube because the declaring war causes this naval battle. And yes, my war is on France. Okay, so we got this naval battle thing that's going to go, and I always forget how this, when you're playing against bots, it's always wonky. I wish they would just resolve the battles the same way we did. Okay, so if they have 1 diplomatic idea, they get, oh, let's look. They do have a diplomatic idea. Yeah, so they get an extra die. That's what this means. They get an extra artillery. So they're going to get 2 artillery dice. And they get +1 for adjacent ship. That's this one, so that's 3 dice. And -1 if I appointed an admiral, which I guess I could have done. I have all these cards. So, for example, this Christopher here is a good admiral. That would cost me a cube. I'm going to do that. Pay 1 cube, because that's going to save me some hits. So I'm going to make them lose a die. So they're only going to roll 3 dice. And they're going to get a certain number of hits, and then every 2 adjacent ports um, count as an extra hit. So they do have 1 hit because they have 2 ports here. I don't actually roll any dice, but they're going to roll 2, and they do 3 hits. So that does hurt, because that means my whole navy is taking damage. And
I thought he was insulting me.
I'm going to lose a light ship.
There was no other factions for me to really play.
Alright, and then it's not bot versus bot. I remove any of my stuff.
Yeah, the other
do I have ships left? Yes.
I don't even.
I receive 1 cube, which is why I didn't spend a cube. And I steal a light ship if I played an admiral, which I did. So I'm going to steal their ship. And so the ship I lost, I basically get it right back. So that was... I would tell you that was the plan all along, but that really wasn't. But there you go. I didn't actually lose any net ships. I do need to spend a turn to put all these guys in a port, because they're all damaged. But still, that was... The part that was by design is I definitely wanted to declare war. I knew that battle was going to happen. And the cube that I'm spending to declare war is... it comes back to me. Now, all I have to do is sit back and wait, because France has so much rebels and stuff going on. I'm going to let them burn their cubes. And then we'll swoop in and do whatever we need to do. Okay, so that was our turn. We move over to Austria. They got a similar situation. They're going to siege. So that's going to cost them 1 cube. We go to Poland. Doesn't need to siege. We're going to flip, and yes, they're going to do unrest. And they're going to choose largest tax. This is 3. That's 3. That begins with a W. That begins with an R. So one of those. Then we go to Muscovy. We're going to spend 3. Three and 3. So that would be here, and 1, 2, 3. They're doing shrewd trade packages for 2.
And he's gone. It's beautiful.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
Denmark. They lost some towns, but they're okay. Oh boy, they're gonna do a military.
Oh no, he took the first province. This is the second province.
They have some claims, so let's roll.
I did. He sat in his city, and the city has 13 garrison, and he had a full army, and I couldn't do anything.
Okay, so nothing there. There's no battleground near them. So now we're gonna roll. Three. So that one's already covered. 5. They had Prussia, but now they need to take Prussia back, because Prussia basically liberated here. And so yeah, they're gonna put a claim. And I'm gonna okay, and then they're actually declaring war right away, and they're already standing in here, so they're fighting 1 army. Nothing happens. They get a cube for it. Mamluks. They have no unrest. They were doing great, so they're going to spy. And who are they going to spy on? whoever has the most points, which is Moscow or Castile. They're both tied now. Ooh. The plot thickens. So who do they choose between the two? I'm just going to roll 1 to 3 as Moscow. That's who it's going to be. They have 3 unrests, so he's going to make them roll 3 dice. Loses a cube, and one of them flips back. Alright, and then we go to Venice. They're going to do an idea. Six and 4. Six, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to get 2 points, and then they get 1. Okay, now we get to the Ottomans. Ottomans are already in this area, so they're going to siege to get rid of that. Now we're back to France. France is not going to do anything about me. They are going to choose the area that has the most threat. This has 3, this has 4. This has 1, 2, 3, 4. And so then this is higher letters, so they will go after this one. So they're moving there, and they're going to fight 1, 2, 3, 4 units. They take 2 damage. So they lose 2 guys. When I would have declared war on them, they would have spent a cube to get these 2. They also would have asked Province to join them. So let's figure that out. So a defensive, they have to discard 1 from the areas of each NPR ally they wish to call. They're adjacent to you or the realm. So activate the ally at a number of NPR units equal to half. Gain 1 if the NPR ally is adjacent to the new enemy. So France would have gained a cube. I don't know if they gain manpower. That's the part I gotta look here. They do join. It costs them a influence cube to call the NPR. The bot gains 2 cubes. So I already gave him 1. We'll give him another. So Province helped them to get 2 cubes. So I moved them over. They won the battle, which is fine. They lost 2 units, also fine. They're going to spend 2 more cubes to try to siege that back. And that's also fine. And then the moment that they move down here to take care of these, we can come in and do our damage. So I'll just make them spend cubes. Castile is going to spend a cube to siege. And that's going to be us. So we can explore, we can recruit. So I'm actually going to do a recruit action. I'm going to gain these 2 units. One of them is going to be a cavalry for 5. The other one will be an infantry for 2, so that's 7. And then 8, 9, 10, 11 will get me a light ship, which I'm going to put here. Is that really what I want to do? Yeah. So I'll spend 10, 11. like so. I just wish I had more money. Um, I don't at the moment. So now we're going to go to Austria. Ooh, they're going to do diplomacy. Okay, so I've been really lazy about where these cubes go, but we're going to put them wherever they end up doing their diplomacy here, which at the moment is actually Bavaria and Swabia. So we're going to basically put all these cubes here at the moment, and we're just going to treat it like these cubes are just used to help support any type of diplomacy they're doing in any of these areas. So they're basically going to gain an ally. And another cube. These cubes can't be spent for the purposes of acquiring, but they can be spent for other things. And actually, they can't. Only 2 of them can even fit in there right now. So they would use these to counteract Poland here. The rules don't tell me to do that, but that's what I would do if I were them. Okay, Poland. Ooh, a naval. They don't have. Oh, they do have a port down here. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So Poland put out the first navy in the Black Sea, and there's no pirates, so they will draw a trade card. Okay, so North Sea is going to be Denmark. They're going to gain 2 cubes. Lubeck could have also been Denmark. And then Sevilla. France can no longer use Sevilla. So only Spain gets 2 cubes. Aha. Screw you, Frenchie. Alright. So, that didn't get us any money, though. Now we go to Moscow. They still have 3 cubes. They're going to do a military action. Oh my gosh. They have 1 claim. They rolled a 2. That's a core. This is claim 1. Alright, so we gotta pull up the chart. A 3 is there. A 4 is Tambov, so they're declaring war again. But they can't. They have a peace treaty. They can't. You gotta honor the peace treaties. So they can't pick on them again. So 3. The owner of Smolenskas, which is gonna be Poland.
Wait, you can.
But in this case, though, just like before, when you're trying to declare war on an opponent, the claim goes out, but they don't declare the war. So basically, the opponent always gets a warning. Okay, now we go to Denmark. They're going to do diplomacy. We don't really want them to. Oh no, they're at war. They're still going to spend their 3 cubes. But they're at war. And actually, they wouldn't even have drawn the war card. They would have just spent 1 cube sieging. Now we go to these guys. They're going to do diplomacy. Yeah, they're going to work on these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got stuff over here too. 7, 8, 9, 10. They need 10 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 7, 8. Now they're going to see if they can get a royal marriage. They can't. So 2 more cubes come out. They do have 10 cubes on them. Alright. Venice. Unrest. They do have unrest, so pretty easy to deal with. Ottomans. Gonna do a defend. Move over. That's the wrong die. Oh, they would have spent 2 cubes to recruit and then do that. And they gain a cube for winning that battle. France, like we said, they're going to spend 2 cubes to siege that away, which we're totally fine with. They're down to 4. You guys are screwed. Spain is going to do a naval. This will be an interesting one. 1, 2, 3, 4. They already have 5 on board. So all they do is they check for pirates, which there aren't any. So we are going to get a potential trade action here. And there it is, English Channel. So we get to use the top right because we're an expanded channel. And we have 6. We have London, which is 1. And then we have 3 ships, which is 4. And a merchant, which is 5. And then we have the ship in the North Sea, which is 6. So
I turned them up.
And it's expanded trade node, so we're going to get 14 ducats for this.
I'm joking. No.
That's excellent. So it's saying I have 17 ducats. How did that happen?
No, let me back.
Oh. I guess I had a few extra. Alright, coming back. Denmark can also use our trade node. So they'll gain 2. The Genoa is going to help France. Those sneaky bums. They're going to get 2. So they're not going to be quite as worn out as I was hoping they would be. And then we got the Adriatic Sea. Genoa is going to be used by Spain as well. Adriatic Sea is going to help the Mamluks and Venice. And that's it. The rich get richer. Alright, I think that's everybody. But that was a nice lucrative one for us. And again, we got 14. You needed to get 15 for us to get that. Jeez Louise. Okay, that was... who did that? That was Spain, and we gave Spain 2 points because we used their trade card. So now it's to us. So we're up to 17 ducats. We could get more ships. I'm not ready to go in because the moment I go in, they're going to target me. So I need them to go target themselves and fight themselves off and lose cubes. I don't care if they replenish their own cities. I want them to run out of cubes so I can take their cities. So I don't want to be spending more military cubes. So I'm looking at this massive amount of diplomacy cubes. So we can do some exploration, which is not a bad idea. Or we can just research something. Which I'm looking at this and I don't really like what I see. But I think the best thing we can do is we're just going to move this up. And it's going to cost us 3 stability plus 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 green cubes to get our stability up to 3. Yeah, we're just buying our time right now. Austria gets to go. They're going to draw a card. They're going to convert, which I think they actually do need to do, because they have Protestant. Now this is where it gets interesting. They have one Protestant region, and they control 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rules are as follows. I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, where are you? Right here. Are they Catholic and all its areas are Protestant? So it has to be all areas. Then what they would do is they would change the state religion to whatever the majority is. That's not the case here. So the case here is they're going to fight against it. So they're going to get rid of this token.
I'm telling you, is this the initial mode?
It's going to go back to...
Well, wait, no, it's not going to be 400.
They're going to score 2 points.
This
Okay. That was Austria. Poland.
Wait, no.
They're going to take an idea. They're going to be passing soon. Alright, so they're taking 2, 5. So this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're doing Inquisition. Alright, so they gain 2 points. And I realized my stability cost me 1 less to raise because I'm the papal controller. So I do gain a cube back there. Okay. So we get them their 2 points. Now, one thing I need to keep track of.
It's just the
So they got one of these.
Okay, I'm in. See?
So they go here.
It'll be fine. Trust me.
And they're already low on cubes.
What the heck?
They did declare war, though. No, they did not. They did not. So they're low in cubes, so they're actually going to try to do an event. These guys all need to be back here. Alright, so let's roll that beautiful bean footage. A 5 means they're going to try to do their own event. This is Moscow. They're not here, so they're going to take the leftmost one. So the money poureth. This one is worth taking because otherwise everybody's going to lose the stability if a bot takes it. So we would take it just to avoid losing the stability.
I know what I was going to do for, since I know what was going to happen, I'm going to change my actions.
This is the one I was talking about that's brutal.
Yes,
that one right there, but that's also exciting for us because we don't have anything going on there. Okay, but let's do this. This one would have helped Spain, but they're not worth it. So we're going to make Castile, well, not we, but Moscow's going to make Castile gain a point, and they're going to get 2 cubes. And Castile's going to just gain more points.
No. Fate stayed the same for that army, okay?
Alright, now we're going to go to Denmark. They did their siege. So now they're going to do this. So this is that situation I talked about at the beginning of the last video. They're doing a war military. And remember I said it made no sense because they fully occupied who they're at war with. But what's going to happen is they're going to score 3 points. They spend the 3 cubes and they just score 3 points. And it's sort of like a reward for occupying their opponent.
Yeah, it is a skill issue.
And then we go here.
No.
These guys are going to do an idea.
I played 3 single player games, and every every single time they went out and bought my baby.
All right.
Every single time.
1, 2.
And now I'm just sad.
So they're doing this one and then this one. So 2 points. The thing that stinks is there's only one that hasn't been taken now, and I need that to be the one that I want. I mean, these other ones are dumb. So I'm almost to a point where I think we should just play a game where maybe after every age a new row appears. So okay, you start with your 9, and then after age 1 you add another row of 3, instead of just completely replacing the empty ones. And now the whole reason we have this many is because
No.
we're doing a 10-player game. So what we would do
I did say that, but again, I don't
is we would like shuffle, 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 and then just draw, the top one, and that's actually the one I wanted. And then, it would look like this.
Look, I had a strategy
So-
for the thing.
Anyways, I like that idea. I do. I really do. And then when age 3 comes out, we would just add another row and just keep going. And then age 4 would be the final row.
Lizard dudes or
But-
dwarves?
That's just me. Like, I don't see the value in having ideas that are not available for the game. I guess you could say that stops a player from always using the same formula to win, but I can't forget these guys get 2 points if I haven't given it to them already. I think I did. Venice. They're going to try to do diplomacy again, which
February 11th.
they're diplomatically out.
God, I wish so.
I mean, they got a lot of cubes here, but there's nothing to cube up anymore. In fact, these cubes should probably go away, because they completely control the area. Alright, well, let's see who they're going to influence.
Maybe I should just go nowhere.
The Papal States, which they currently own. And Lombardy. So they'll do that one.
Well, South South
And then
isn't working
I
out
just
that
realized
well.
something. They control the Papal States. So that means I am no longer the Papal controller. Well, I am, but they always have 1 cube now. So I'm still the Papal controller.
Hey, I got 2,000.
Okay, they are going to grab 2 cubes for sure. They always do. And put it in Central Italy. Central Italy is a big area. It includes these other provinces. And then they're going to basically form an alliance with friends, Florence.
Ah,
Come on.
still lose.
This is not that hard. Okay. So they're going to do that, and let's see.
I recruited more units.
Oh, that's right. 1 more cube. And then this is full now. Okay,
You know what?
the Ottomans are going to siege. Then we go to France. And so, again, they're going to spend 1 to defend.
Took that city.
Then they're going to move 1, 2
What the heck?
to here. And they're going to fight 4. They're going to lose a unit. They do gain a cube back. So they're still sitting on a lot of cubes. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid war with them because they've been getting a lot of cubes through other means. But I am going to make them at least spend as many of them as they can. They are still at 6, which is a hefty number. So now we go to Castile. They're going to do unrest. 1, 2. Then it gets to us. So we do have the free trade guy. So I'm gonna do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go invade next turn. I'm out of chits, so let me clone it. I'm going to take free trade. Then what that does is that lets us put out a third merchant. We also get our 2 points for that, which is pretty cool. And so here we go. Perform a free trade action right now. That's awesome. So here you go. 1, 2, 3. Flip, flip, flip. So here you can see Ivory Coast, which I may take just to put my merchant out on the board. Although I'm not going to get a lot of money for it. This one would actually get me some decent money. I do have Antilles. And I have Antilles, which counts as 2 for this one. 2, and then 3 ships for 5, and then a merchant. I get 14 ducats for this one. Or I can take the Ivory Coast, which moves my merchant out on the board. The problem is so I unlock my merchant, but I have to choose a node to move my merchant there. I don't get to just put a merchant anywhere. So
my story arc, okay? This is like the time I get powerful. I have to lose.
The problem is I have 1 ship and 1 merchant, and I'm going to get 3 ducats if I choose that. The whole reason for choosing it is just in case if a bot were to do a trade action, I can at least collect that money. But you know what? I'm going to do North America. I'll choose this one because I'm going to take the 14 ducats. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And the reason is I'm at war, so I want to be able to get some mercs or something.
I took it.
So
I did it.
So this guy is going to flip over, which means I need another one of those tokens. To show that we used North America. Because yeah, right there's 4, and then this is 5, 6. So that's how we got our 14 ducats. So our third guy is available, and I'm just going to put him on the English channel just to show that I've unlocked him to reminder myself, and then I'll just move him somewhere else. You're not allowed to have 2 merchants on the same channel, so it doesn't serve any purpose other than just reminding me that I need to move it. This, of course, is the one that I was contemplating putting him on, and we're good. Now, remember, I don't have this or that. I thought there was a quest. Oh. I have to own provinces on 2, so I don't own anything over here yet. How much did I just get? I only got 14 ducats, didn't I? That's not the one I did. Man, I only got 14. I need to get 15 somehow. Jerk. Actually, didn't I get 15 from... Nope, I only got 14 from that one too. Alright, I'm looking for the elusive 16 or 15 or higher so I can claim this one. Yeah, none of those others matter. Alright, so I'm doing great for money. This is an issue. I actually have 31 ducats. So I'm going to do 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. There we go. Alright, Austria. Unrest is definitely an action they need to do. They're going to flip flip. Poland is down to 2 cubes, so they're going to try to pass. Means they're going to do an event. They will pick their own if they can. Otherwise, they're doing the one I was telling you I didn't want to do. The comet sighted. Alright, so all players lose a stability. So our 3 stability was good while it lasted. But that's okay. We're going to get a lot more cubes here and can do it again. But everybody else loses stability too. So that includes France, who is hurting for certain. So that one flips. Also Spain, this one will flip. Everybody does. So Venice, Austria,
I can live.
Poland,
Oh,
the Mamluks,
wait, they live.
the Ottomans, Moscow, and even Denmark. Okay, so that happens. They gain 2 cubes. Who was this? This is Poland. And may discard 3 milestones or unpicked non-basic ideas and draw random replacements. So this is the part where I'm glad I took it while I did, instead of invading France. So my system is, you need to actually roll 3 dice. I'll do this for now. Alright, so it's 5-4-2, and I'll explain the system. The system is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 means they're going here. And so the 4 is this one, and the 2 is they're taking this one right here and replacing it. So they're not taking it, but they're replacing it. So I'm going to put it over here. I don't even know. That's era 3 stuff. So we're going to shuffle and just draw the one that's on top. Like that. Then they got to do this 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3. So 4, 4, and 1. So what they're going to replace this time is this guy with a different age 2 one, and that's humiliating arrival. And then the third one is 1, 4, 1, which means they're going to try to replace this. And I haven't been able to achieve it, which was a bummer, but have researched 4 ideas. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have it. So I will be able to achieve that. I just got to wait till my turn. And it's currently Poland. So now we're moving to Moscow. They got an even number of cubes. They're going to do diplomacy. Where? They have 2 cubes here. Why? They control all of that area. So these 2 cubes are pointless, but we'll figure out where they're going to go. Roll that beautiful bead footage. Right, a 4 is Central Russia. They already have that. A 1 is Moscow. They have that. 5 takes them to Crimea. Crimea is owned by another player. So we're going to keep going. 2 would take them to Moldavia, which is already owned. So we're going to start over. 6 is Perm. 6 is Kazan. 3 is Crimea. Come on. 1 is Novgorod. It's close. Keep going. 2 is Riga. I think that one. Riga is there. So see, there's already 4 cubes here. So what they're going to do is there's no room for cubes. So they're going to remove 1. And add their own. And they are also going to get an alliance. This is a little ugly. But both of them have an alliance with Riga at the moment. Okay, Denmark. They're going to do a military action. Who are they doing it against? They got several claims out there. Well, actually, no, they already are at war. So they're just going to gain a point. I don't think they... In the past, I made them declare war on multiple people, but I don't think that's what they do. And then here, they just have 1,000,000 cubes. So 8. I'm going to do an event, even though they can still do other stuff. Oh crap, I didn't do... I'll roll the die, but we got to do the bottom piece here. So my squares get sick. I don't have any squares. Native uprising, and then green and orange. So the green, for example, means that this guy spreads to like there. And then the native uprising, we all lose a colonist, and then yeah, one of my towns gets unrest. Alright, now we're going to do 5. This is for the Mamluks. So that means they're going to pick their own, and if they can't, they just take the leftmost one. So they're going to get a cube for this. I got to take it from somewhere. My goodness, where's all their cubes? I know they got 10 of them tied up here. Where do they take it from? Take it from there. Okay, so they gain their cube. Disputed succession. Pick an independent realm with one or more marriages, flip it. I don't even know who has royal marriages these days. Lithuania does. They might be the only one. They are. So they get flipped. Take a free declare war action targeting only that realm. Gain 2 if it's adjacent to your realm. Well, I don't know what good it does for them, but they just declared war on Hungary. The Mamluks did. They're 1,000,000 miles away. And in doing so, they spend a cube, get a free recruit action. Okay, Hungary does not have an alliance with anybody. Well, there was a royal marriage here as well, but that's just as good as any. Just as far away as any. Okay, and then vassals would be a problem. I don't have any. I'm the only one that could even have vassals. Blue and purple happen. So blue is going to grow. And circles die. I think I just confirmed I don't have any circles. Oh, I got one. Okay. All of that was the Mamluks' turn. Venice. They still have more cubes. They're doing an event. Three means they're going to take the rightmost one, the plague. Better than France. So money comes out. I haven't even been paying attention if I want. Any of these. This is just a cool one. I don't need to take it though, although the money's nice. This is an interesting one. This is a horrible one. Wow. Okay. I do have 3 cubes. Good. Alright, I'm okay with what's coming. Let's do their event. So Venice took this. They're basically putting a plague out. And
wait, no, I thought that's reversed. You get the 5.
For every 2 ducats, so everybody's going to lose, and then large towns get reduced to small. They have to pick their own area first, and then somebody else's that's adjacent to them second. And I am going to lose my circle advisor.
That's a lie.
So my advisor dies.
No.
And I lose this one.
The resources. Look at your predicted income.
All right. So Venice has to choose their own area, and they would choose their area that has the least tax, like this one. No. And then they can choose an area next to them, like this one.
You just stole me of 2,000.
Or this one. And what's interesting is this one would actually hurt the army, which helps me. Or they can choose this one, which hurts them. And what's going to happen is both of their large towns, both of them, shrink to small. So that's a big damage to France. Okay, only one. So my apologies. They would reduce the Burgundy one, not the core. So yeah, this and this would be their choices. They could have chosen this one as well, low tax, or even this one, low tax, and hurt the Ottomans. I mean, that's the thing. There's like a million choices. France has more points and more income than the Ottomans. And that does not help me. I mean, it reduces their income, so it helps me from that perspective, but it doesn't help me. I mean, I guess it also reduced their manpower, but that doesn't happen until next round. Okay, whose turn? This was Venice's turn. They did this. A cardinal dies. Blue and purple activate. So more spreading. So blue's going to keep going.
Okay, I almost killed the fag person.
We're going to go... That's an E. So they're going to go into there. I don't think there's any purple out here. And then a cardinal dies, so Denmark loses theirs. So I may want to, if my cardinals are next on the chopping block, then I want to make sure I choose the card
The fag.
so I can choose who dies. But I'm doing okay still. I'm still in control of the Curia. Alright, so that was Venice. Now we go to the Ottomans, who I have no idea what they were doing. They're less than 4 cubes. They're not even at war. They're taking an event. So we've got a lot of people taking events here. 3. So they're taking the rightmost one, which is the brutal one I was telling you about. Okay, so right away I'm going to deal with the kill the cardinal thing. So France loses their cardinal now. We still have control, but it's ticking. Tick, tick, ticking. Okay, so this one, we have to pay ducats equal to half our tax income, plus 1 ducat for each deployed or exhausted land unit, and 2 for every loan we have, and for every gold province we own. And I can choose the debased currency, where I would lose the stability and only pay half, or I pay in full and I gain a stability. So let's do me first, and then we'll do, every bot has to do it as well. And remember, they lose a cube for every 10 ducats. So we're going to calculate how much money they would owe, and then they would lose a cube for every 10 ducats. But here you could see they can instead, they're always going to choose A. So instead they're going to choose to lose the stability, which means they're going to gain an unrest. And then basically they're going to lose a cube for every 20 ducats. So it's not going to be that bad, but it does mean for me that France is losing cubes, which is what I want. And I'm going to lose a lot of money here. So I got to do half my tax income, and 1 for every land unit, and 2 for every gold or loan. Now, good news is I don't have any gold or loan. So my tax income is 25. So half of that is, 12 and a half. We round up to 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 25. So 10, 20, 5. I paid in full. I get to raise my stability up by 1. That was worth it. It was a lot of money. I'm glad I had it, but it was worth it. Now we go to these guys. They're at 11, 13. And it's base tax. It's not the... They get extra tax from the HRE, but that doesn't count. So they're at 13. But then it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24. So they're going to lose a cube because it's 1 for every 20. And then they're going to gain an unrest, which, for lack of a place, I'm going to choose that one.
Yes.
So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 33. It rounds up. So they lose 2 cubes. And I realized this one was supposed to round up 2. So they lose 1.
Yeah.
And they're going to gain an unrest. Somewhere. There's a whole bunch of 3 provinces. I don't like having to choose. I'm just going to choose that one.
I doubled my cities last turn, okay?
Alright. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 33. They'll just lose the rest of the cubes they have. This does mean they're all going to be passing quick, because they're losing cubes. And they're going to gain an unrest as well. 20. Oh, look, these guys had 20 as well. They're going to lose another cube, because that's a 20 right there. This is also 20, so that's an automatic cube loss. 3 and 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's another cube. And an unrest for them. These guys. 23, 5, 7, 9, 31, 33, 35. Round it up. That's 2 cubes. And an unrest here. $17, 19, 21, 2, 4, 6. That's 2 cubes. And an unrest somewhere.
You can't.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 2 cubes. And an unrest somewhere. 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 37. That's 2 cubes. That's a big blessing for me. And another unrest for these guys. This is down to 3, so it's going to be here. $25, 7, 9, 31, 33, 34, 38. So they're going to lose 2. And unrest. Okay, who on earth took this turn? This is the Ottomans, I believe. So we did all this. Everybody took their unrest. Now we go to France. And this is the part I like. They're going to spend another cube. Now they're down to 3 to remove the revolt. Castile. Oh, they're doing a military.
Hey, I offered 100 gold to someone. I don't actually.
Let's see if they claim triggers. They do have a lot of claims out here. This is claim 4, claim 1, claim 2. I don't see claim 3. Oh, claim 5. So 3's not out here. So now we're going to just roll again. And let's bring this up and then we'll... I think that was a 6 that I rolled. Yes. A 6 is Portugal. So they have an alliance with Portugal. So I'm going to re-roll. A 4 is Aragon. That makes sense. Totally makes sense. They already have a claim there, so they will declare war on Aragon. Their army is already there, so immediately a battle occurs. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's nobody else that shares a port with them, so they're going to go up against 5 armies. And they're going to take 4 hits. Now they would have spent a cube to recruit all those, so I'm just going to move one over. I'm sorry, they only took 4 hits. So they lose the 4 they would have gotten from their recruit. Now it's our turn, and I think it's time. Even though France has cubes, we're going to move 1. We have plenty of navy here, and we're going to move in. That costs us a cube to do. And we're getting ready to siege them. Austria is completely out of cubes, so they're going to try to pass. So they're going to take an event. They're going to take the rightmost one, which happens to be their own. So the Emperor gains 2 and 1, and is declared war upon by 3 Protestant NPRs within the HRE picked by you. The Emperor loses all cubes in their areas. You gain 1. So the Emperor's going to gain 2 cubes. War is declared upon them by 3. Ooh. So 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to drop these here for now. The first one is for sure going to be Brandenburg. The second one, see, now this is their cubes. They have an alliance with these guys. So second one will be Switzerland. And then the third one will be Bohemia. Now, they do have an alliance with Poland, but Poland will not join, because Poland does not join offensive wars, and these guys are declaring war on Austria, not the other way around. I don't know why they would pick this. They lose all cubes in this area. I mean, it's great if you're in control, I guess, as a player, but man, oh man, this is going to kill them. They do gain 2 points, though. They're going to lose more than that from all the white piecing they're going to end up doing. Okay, Poland is down to 1 cube. So they're going to try to pass. And they do. For 2.
My blackguard
Muscovy
doing his own thing right now. I know.
is going to pass
He's off killing some
for 2.
stupid humans.
Denmark still going to keep going. They're going to try to convert for focus war. So they will focus warfare. The Mamluks they have less cubes than they spent. So they will try to pass. And they do for 1. Well, no, they're at war. They're not going to pass. They're at war against Hungary, of all places. And they're going to do a spy action because they're at war. And that's the interesting part, is the spy action won't be against Hungary. It's going to be against who has the highest tax income. Now, mine's high. I get 25, but if we go over look here at Denmark, they're getting 23 and 4, 27. These guys are getting 20, 31, 35. Yeah, it's Poland. And so Poland's going to roll rebel dice. They're going to lose cubes and gain a revolution. And what's interesting is Poland passed. So this is going to kill them. And in fact, I'm not even going to grab one of these, because the one they lose is that province. They lose the town. So well done, Mamluks. Venice. Going to remove unrest. And I know they have some. Right here and right here. The Ottomans, I believe, passed. They're going to. They gain a cube. France. They're going to defend. And then they're going to spend 2 cubes to recruit. And yes, they are going to meet me on the battlefield, because I am the biggest threat to them. And this is not going to be an easy battle. They don't get extra dice, but they do roll 5 at a time. And I have a general, which is good. That general is going to give me 2 extra dice. So I roll 5, and so do they. They only hit on infantry. I hit on everything, except for blanks. So they hit me 3 times. I hit them 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 1, 2, 3. I would swear there was something that let me get mercenaries. Oh, that's right, it was this. Immediately place 3 mercenary units in a pre-existing or newly formed army in one of your areas. I could do it as a reaction. So I would spend 1 cube and 7 ducats. So I get 3 mercenaries. So I have to take 1 loss. But I'm gonna let the mercenaries absorb 2 of those losses. And then this card's of course gone. That's a great use of that card. Right? And then, like I said, I do 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on them. So they lose 4. This is it. If I can survive this, they're completely out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do 3 more hits. I do 1, 2, 3. I only have 1 cannon. So here's 1, 2, 3. I do 3 more on them. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep going. Roll and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and they injure my general. And I do 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 cavalry, so I do 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That hurts. But the 4 on them is the death knell. They're down to 2. I could have done this and moved my army out of the area, but I'm holding on. They are going to kill 2 more, and I am going to kill their final 2. So I do win the battle, but it is at quite a cost, because I'm going to lose some units, and I got to decide if I'm going to lose my infantry or my cavalry. I can do a recruit action, but not here. Like, you can't recruit in a foreign territory. The other thing is so let's say I lose my 2 cavalry. I'm only going to be able to siege 4 of these at a time. There's 5 of them. I think I have to do it, though. I'm going to have to do cavalry, even though that's expensive for me. I need to keep the siege value. Cavalry don't have good siege value. I could do a recruit, like I said, but I'm out of money. I mean, I got this 1. It's just going to cost me turns to do what I want to accomplish. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Austria, being at the 2 cubes they are at war, but they're still less than 4 cubes, so they're going to try to pass. And they do, for 1 cube. Poland is down to 2 cubes. I think they may have already passed. They did. Muscovy passed. Now we go to Denmark, who's going to try to pass. I am running out of turns here. Denmark is going to take the rightmost one, which is Scandinavian power. That's an interesting one. Add pink cubes to all Danish and Norwegian core provinces, as well as Schleswig and Holstein. Well, they're already a nation, so then add Protestant tokens and unrest to all towns in affected areas. So all Danish, Norwegian core, as well as Schleswig and Holstein are going to get Protestant tokens. Then Protestant sleds. Ooh, my goodness. So that's going to get one. Holstein is in this area. And that's Danish. And then this is also Danish. Unrest to everybody. Flip, 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 and flip. Wow. Yeah, so unrest everywhere. Then they're going to roll unrest dice and Protestant spreads. Yeah. Okay, let's do the Protestant spreads first.
Yeah, but it's a good number.
So these two, for example, are going to go into.
That's good.
This is going into Aragon. This one
What do you need me?
will go into Austria. Has to.
I'll try that. I'll try that. You're right. That's good.
That now merges with this cluster
I
here.
don't have that much money.
I guess we could have. No matter what, they would have merged with the other cluster.
We'll try that one. We'll try that one.
And what else was going to happen? Oh, now I got to roll unrest. This is getting crazy. So they got 1, 2 for the Mamluks. Alright, so one flips, the other one doesn't. The one that flips will be this one. And this one is considered a core. So they just get this. Ottomans, 1, 2, 3. I'm willing to bet that's, nope, that's fine. They lose a cube. And they get a revolt, but it's going to be here, and they have, technically they have to roll a 4th one. That's fine. They do a battle. They win. Venice, I think it's fine.
Can I join a team?
Yep, Venice is fine. Denmark now has to roll 1, 2, 3. Well, they're going to roll 5. They have a lot of unrest right now. They get to flip one back, they lose a cube, and this is the crazy part. So the one they're going to flip back is their capital.
Yeah.
But the one that's going to revolt is going to be the lowest tax.
Yeah.
And it's actually this one right here. So Sweden is now coming back. And they lose another town.
Some useless dudes let me go off.
Then we go to Moscow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for them.
Yeah.
They flip one back and they get 2 revolts. This is the one they would flip back. These would be the 2 revolts. This is a core. And then that's going to be a battle. So the battle's fine. And then the core just gets a... we keep going. Next is Poland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Poland. Revolt and 2 flip back. So these 2 would flip back. The revolt would be over here somewhere. And we go to Austria, who has 1, 2, 3 unrest, 4. They just lose a cube. We go to us. We have 1. Yeah. All right, and then we have 1
Loading quick. I'm loading.
for 2 for Spain.
I'm getting there. Look,
They lose a cube,
I have.
and they get a revolt. The revolt will be here.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. Then France is gonna for sure roll 5. They're gonna lose a cube and a revolt. They don't have any cubes, but the revolt comes. It's gonna come here.
Is it over 200 seconds?
And they're gonna lose their town. That's the lowest tax.
Okay, I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it. I think I will.
Okay, so that was
They're on
Denmark's
fire.
turn. Now we go to the Mamluks.
They're on the
They
boat.
are at war, so they stay in it. Um,
Oh,
they
I'm in.
have
I'm in.
a revolt,
We're fine.
so they're gonna pay a cube to defend and place their army. I think it's next to the army. I don't think they get to march in. Um, Maybe they don't march in if it's a player. Let me go back. They are double. No. Yeah, they place it next. If their army's not on the map, they place it next, and then they're done. So yeah, that's all they do. Then Venice, 3678, 3678. They can still keep going, unless they have a revolt somewhere. I don't think they do. Nope. They're gonna do diplomacy. Who are they gonna do diplomacy? Oh, that's right. They were doing it with friends. So they have an alliance. It is a 2 province area,
Look at the horsey.
and they only need to spend 3 cubes because that is a
Going.
2 tax area. So
They're
they will spend 3 cubes, and they're going to get to put out another large town and a small town. Venice is, first of all, they're making a very strong Italy presence here, and they're getting back in the game. Now, if you were a human player, you would never be able to do it that easily, but that's okay. That's what Venice did. Okay, now we go to the Ottomans. They, I thought, had a revolution, but I guess they didn't. I think they passed. Yes, they're one of 4 people who passed. So we go to France, who has no cubes, but they do get to draw an event which may get them more cubes, so that's a problem for us. So let's roll for them. They rolled a 6, which means they're going to grab their own. So instead they're going to grab the leftmost one, which does give them 1 cube because it has coins on it. And so no matter what, they have a cube. They're going to choose B, which Denmark gains a light ship and
I'm
develops
here
a
for
small
bronze.
into a large in Jutland or Vestlandet. And France gains another cube. That hurts.
You guys saw how much I struggled
So
with one dude.
Denmark gains a ship, which, looking at the situation, they're gonna bump me out of the English Channel. Well, I'm not bumped out, but you know what I mean. Bump me out of one of those spots.
That's not a good idea.
And
Not a good idea. I can
Jutland
skirmish some dudes.
is what
I'm not
would
gonna be a little bitch.
get the approval, so this would become,
But anyone can do that. So
that becomes a large. Alright, that's all that happens. They did gain their 2 cubes, which
go.
does help them.
Yeah.
Spain now has spent more than they have, but they are at war. So that's a big deal for them.
Go big.
And so this is 2, 3, 4. So they're going to spend 4 of their cubes. Put out a large and 2 smalls. That's a good deal for Spain. Now it gets to us, and we're going to be very similar. We're going to spend 1, 2 for this. Or I'm sorry, we only have to spend 3 cubes. This counts as a strength 2, and that counts.
Your Skaven Slave Singers.
I only have to spend 3 cubes because I only have 3 units. But I get to basically put 1. We're going to grab our 3 cores first. Oh, come on. How could you be so ridiculous? So we're going to grab our 3 cores. And again, this is a strength 2, and these are each strength 1. So I can get one of the Brittany Normandy ones. I'll take the one that's none under unrest. So I got one more I can take in this area, and I'm going to try to take them all before I move on. That was 4 of my cubes. I do have 2 left, but I can also consolidate. It takes more actions. So for one more cube, I can take this for sure, and then I could decide where I want to go next. I would like to maybe get Aquitaine fully owned as well, but you know what? This is looking pretty juicy too, right here. Although Aquitaine has a nice big town as well. So they're both good. It's just this one has a rebel, so why not let them, deal with their rebels. Okay, that was a great acquisition. It would be nice if I can get my army back up. I could... Yeah, I don't have a card that lets me just do a recruit. That was the one I played earlier, but that mercenary card was worth the 7 ducats, because otherwise I'd be in a worse shape fighting French like I did. I could reform an army here, and it would just... I do a recruit action, and it would just plop itself here, and then I can, bring these over. But my other challenge is I have no money. So the number of turns... I eventually have to take French territory, or otherwise I'm going to squander my opportunity here. And doing a trade action first and then a recruit action second, everybody's going to pass before I get to do anything. Now France is going to get to do something because they have 2 cubes. They will call a defend, but they may not go after me. However, I only have 3 units. And the 3 units is a problem. I do have to do something about it, because watch this. It's not here. It is here. To get a partial victory, my deployed land units must outnumber their deployed units 2 to 1. And they're going to get 3 units for free, and I only have 3 units right now. So I need to have 6 deployed land units. So I'm going to have to figure something out. And if it's a bot enemy, my deployed land units must outnumber the total number of rebellion units in their areas, plus any deployed enemy units. But this is the one... Well, I guess I have a bot enemy. Yeah, so I need to do a recruit. I'm in trouble. So Austria passed. Moscow passed. We're going to go to Denmark, who is going to pass. Unless they have a revolt somewhere. They don't. So they're going to pass for 1 cube. We're almost done. These guys are going to siege. So that saves us from a pass. The Ottomans have already passed. And France is not going to pass because they have us to worry about. So they're going to do a defend action. Now the defend action is going to let them... They can't do a recruit, so they're going to get 3 units for free. We know that much is true. Right here is where they are. Is there a bot that are occupied and no invaders? And the answer is yes now for them. No, it's not, because they took it. If they would have had a revolution thing somewhere, that would have been... The answer would have been yes, but the answer is no. So then they're going to roll a die. They don't have 2 or more cubes, so they're not going to do this. They're going to go after the smallest invading force if they roll 1 or 2, or they're going to spy on me at a 3 or 4. So here we go. They rolled a 5. They do not have 2 cubes, so they're going to spy. And since they are at war with me, it's going to be me that they spy on. And basically, they're going to choose my highest tax area and flip. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. So That's their one cube. Spain is at war. They have occupied everything. They're going to try to pass. So we got ourselves a 5, which that means it's going to be their own if they can. They can't, so they're going to choose this one, which gives them a cube.
Human, yeah.
And then that also gets money. Alright, declare Dutch independence. Unrest all Dutch core provinces with a town, and place orange in all Dutch provinces. They leave the HRE, the Emperor loses one. And if at least 3 provinces join the DNPR, 5 appear in Netherlands if there's at least 1 unrest there. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nobody has any towns here, so we don't have to worry about that. But basically, the Dutch have arrived. Everywhere you see a Dutch symbol. Not these 3. Now this is supposed to be a capital, so I don't know where the capital token went. That's the one I want. So there you go. The Dutch have become a thing. Then the power struggle is going to activate. So this power struggle card is coming out. That's the next one. Protestant spreads, unrest happens, and triangles die. Triangles are not my bane, so I'm okay. I got pluses everywhere. Plus is my big bane. I can get this out once I get 2 ducats. So what did I just say? Oh, we're going to do revolts and Protestant. So this is still one thing. It's going to move into, I believe it's going to move into Castile. This is another, God only knows where this is going. That's S, that's O, L,
Well, you gotta remember
C,
it's like derived from historical
S.
and everyone in historical what it used to
This
be.
is a C down here, but they're not next to this yet. It's a V, L, B, S, L, L. I see a lot of L's. You know what? These two are next to each other. That's an N, but that's later than L. P is later. Alright, so it's one of the L's. But which one? That's LO. This is LA. You know what? I'm not going to lose sleep over this. Let's do LA. Alright. Now we got to do... This is where the game gets exhausting. Having to do rebel dice over and over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lose a cube. Get a revolt. I'm just going to drop it here. I didn't pay attention, but they would do a battle. Lose 1. Again, the Mamelukes would roll 1. They get a revolt.
Okay, I'll just head out
Venice is
Nah, it's just
fine.
Warhammer. I load good for every other game.
Denmark. Oh my gosh, Denmark's going to roll 5. Denmark just loses a cube. Poland. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dad,
Yes, sir.
what's my graphics card?
Sorry, I got interrupted. I think this was the
So,
the Denmark roll. So one of them is going to flip back. They lost their cube. This one would flip back. Moscow.
I have
1,
a
2,
26.
3, 4.
And then, I'm telling you, it's just the game.
They lose a cube.
No, well, I don't know. My computer is a little weird.
You know what? I already rolled for Poland. Because I remember rolling 4.
It shouldn't be an upgrade.
So I'm not going to do theirs again.
Because if it's
Austria.
a bottleneck for
2, 3. One cube and an unrest. Yeah, they remove one. I'll remove one of those. I gotta roll one more for them.
128.
Ay ay ay.
Is that wrong? I think it's a different thing. No, that's 2 terabyte SSD. Because I have the D drive and
I'll
the
do mine last. We gotta do Spain.
128.
1, 2, 3, 4 for them.
I don't know my RAM. Yeah,
They're gonna lose one.
well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to reinstall it by the time. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. They don't get a revolution. They actually get to restore one. And it would be, now that this has more tax on it, this one. Okay, I'm back. So the last thing we want to do is France here. And they're going to roll
it's fine.
5 dice.
Either die to baked or die to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy peasy. But the thing I'm banking on
accepting my
is that they're going to lose a cube.
scared the shit out of me.
And they do. Right there. That loses a cube. They restore one and they get 2 revolutions. So the one that they're going to restore is this one. This is a 3, this is a 2, so this will be the 2 revolutions. Actually, you could say that's a revolution because it's just 1. So I would go ahead and, well, in that case, that means they attack me. And they do. That's how the cookie would crumble. So here's their 3. And I lose a unit at a time when I don't want to be losing units. So I got a problem. I'm only going to be able to take those 4. I'm not going to be able to take the last one because I'm going to get wiped out here.
It's called fixing it, Drake.
So I have to roll 1 for up there. I'm good.
I do not want
I have to
walk
roll
down there. It's
2 for here.
20 degrees out. That is too cold.
I lose 2 cubes. I lose a manpower and a cube. I can easily lose the cube. The manpower is going to cost me. I have to take a debt, which this is just a problem. So I get 1, 2, 3 ducats. And then I have the area I just took, which is 4. I'm going to lose 4 ducats.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get on that. Now,
So now I'm going to have 4 ducats total and another debt. And I do have to do another battle. I lose another unit. And just so you know, this would have been the first battle, easy kill. And then this battle, I mean, technically I'm supposed to roll dice. So I'm down to nothing but my cannon. But I did stave it all off. And oh boy, that's all I have to say. So whose turn was that? That was Spain, right? Yes, it was. So it's our turn. And I need to pull my army back. I'm going to pull them to here. I need to do a recruit action. I have to have more units than France, who currently has 3. And any rebels. This is not my last turn, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a trade action first, because I need more money. Let's try to get some money coming in. 1, 2, and 3. Oh no, here's the English Channel. I'm going to get $7. Well, actually $9, because I have an advanced. So I'm going to do English Channel for $9. It's not a lot, but it's going to be enough. So I'm going to give myself 10 and take away 1. And the Dutch get to also use it. So they're going to get 2 cubes. So unfortunately that's my turn. Then we move to Austria, who passed. Moscow, the Dutch passed. Then we're going to go to the Mamluks, who have a cube and a revolt, so they are moving over. And they're going to battle. And this is sparing me from having to end the round. So that's a good thing. Venice has more cubes spent than they have. I think they already passed though. No, they're going to pass now. So there's 3 left, but see, France has to pass. And that's going to trigger the end of the round. So now it gets to Spain, who is passing. Then me, I'm not going to do the event. I want to do one more action, which is going to be a recruit. And yes, we got to get all of our stuff out. So here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm not going to worry about cavalry. I just need to have more units than them deployed on the field. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We're going to spend as much as we can without going bankrupt. I know I got these 2, but I can take care of that. I'm making good money here. And in fact, we have this situation going on for us. I don't know where to put it. I'll put it over on this side. So I'm definitely happy with that. We got our units. We finally outnumber them 2 to 1. I don't know. So like the rebels are confusing. See, I just need, against a bot enemy, I have to have deployed land units outnumber the total number of rebellion in their areas, rebel units, plus any deployed enemy land units. So here's the thing. They have an army of 3, but they're not deployed. So I just needed more than 1, 2, and this is no longer belongs to their area. So I just needed more than 2, which I didn't have. So, and then with all these revolts going on, it's a problem for me. So I could lose this one, for example, because this is a French corps. These are also my corps, these 3. So if I get revolts on these, I can handle it, but this one I can't. I'm in a bit of a pickle. That's the problem. When you declare war against a powerful bot like this, they had a strong army, and it took... I mean, I did do some damage to them. I took away 4 of their towns, but yeah, it's tough. Now, I could choose to keep the war going And in doing so, I'm going to get some more unrest. I would cause France to lose 4 points by keeping the war going. And then they are going to get their 7 cubes, though. And when they get their 7 cubes, they're going to do defend action, and they're going to, try to either siege this or go after rebels. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they can try to do. My issue is I got a lot of exhausted manpower, so it's not in my best interest. I think I should just take my 4 towns and be happy. Anyways, I did my last action, and the Mamluks are going to do their last action, which is they're going to spend their final cube to get rid of that. And then I get to take an event. So if I ignore this, I can make Muscovy exhaust 3 and lose 10 ducats, which is just lose a cube. I can make them gain an unrest and lose 2 cubes. If they have negative, they gain 4 more unrest. Yeah, I'd rather just go for the extra money. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to take the 8 ducats. Alright. Place a counter for reform token in central Italy.
I set up for a dude to eat my entire nation because I was doing so bad. The AI kicked my butt. Low key fell hard. I don't play Dark Elves. That was just the only nation that
So then every Catholic nation, which includes us, and they're always going to choose the top one if they can, but if they can't, they're going to have to choose the other. So pay 3 or lose 1 to adopt counter-reformed as a state religion and place the counter-reformed in your area. So I don't know if you remember, but there's this thing: all main map areas of your realm must follow your state religion at the end of age 2. Now right now I'm looking at only getting 1 point, but I would get 2 cubes. You know what? I forgot to claim this. I score 5 points. And I would get 2 cubes.
Yes, whoever wins gets jungle.
Right now, with me being Catholic, I would get this. However, I'm not going to, because I just took this area and it's Protestant. And then this area is also Protestant. So do I really want to mess with things and go counter-reform? And my answer is yes, because here's why. I missed the boat to become Protestant. And then there's a... right here, the Church of England mission. State religion is Protestant or counter-reform. Maximum one of your areas does not have the state religion. Right here. I gain 3 cubes in any areas of the same faith as your state religion. So I would get 3 points if I embrace this. So I will. I'll do 1, 2, and 3. And so my state religion becomes counter-reformed.
What's the last card? The 5th card?
And place a counter-reformed token in my capital area.
What am I supposed to... there's no options for me to do anything. Oh. Show cards.
Now, what's going to suck here is I'm going to get unrest in all the non-counter-reformed areas.
It's not letting me do anything.
So...
no,
that hurts.
This is bull. I'm literally...
Okay,
well,
so...
no, we're doing this again.
Everybody's going to... all bots are going to do A, because they can choose to lose a stability, which just gives them an unrest. So nobody's going to choose lose 2. So we're going to go around, and everybody who's Catholic has to deal with this. So,
Oh, you got a flush? You got a flush? Oh my god!
so Austria is going to do the
I had
same.
I had three of a pair. I was like, I totally will.
Whoops. And then their area is going to
Fine, I'll go
flip
get it.
to counter, and they have to pay. They have to basically gain an instability. So it'll be one of those. Lose stability is what I meant to say. Poland going counter-reformed because they didn't have everything Catholic, so why bother stopping there? It's going to clone this, and their capital is going to be counter-reformed. They're going to have to gain an unrest. Denmark. What happened to them? Their area became Protestant. So they're going to become counter-reformed. This is crazy. So that's going to flip. Alright, so Poland gains an unrest somewhere. These guys are going to spend 3 cubes. They don't do anything. These guys will spend 3 cubes. Counter-reformed. France and Spain will also go counter-reformed. They will flip. And these guys oh, I didn't realize it's over there. Boy, this game is really dragging down. There's so many. These events are just slowing down the game so much. Um, it's so helpful to have like 3 or 4 players because people can help you, do all this stuff and
But I gotta hope you
figure everything out. But this is brutal,
okay. Who we ban?
slowing down a lot.
Fire, first
We're not done. I mean, that was just the top piece of this.
No.
Now we got attrition, and we're at war. So I'm going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So I lose 2 units. France is at war. They're going to lose 1. Spain, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who else is at war?
Easy.
I think that's it. Nope, Denmark's at war. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Like, all these are brutal. Protestant and Reform spreads. We're going to do Rebel dice again, and then triangles. Jeez Louise. We did Rebel dice like... This is like the 6th time we're doing Rebel dice. Alright, Protestant is spreading. If we start with this cluster, you can argue it's going to replace the counter-reformed. That's the part about this that gets a little goofy. Alternate between Protestant and counter-reform, starting with Protestant. Preference goes to areas with at least 1 town, then areas with provinces of the highest total tax value. Alright, so we can't just choose Aquitaine, for example, although that is a 2, 3, 4, 5 ducat area. Protestant does go first. We just gotta pick Like this is 2, 3, 4, 5 area as well. Actually, Aquitaine's going to win. So this is what's going to spread it though. So it's going to go here. That's what it's going to do. And then we go to Counter-Reformed. So they're going to spread, and they're going to choose this one. Nope. That one. Because that's an A. Then we go back to Protestant. So this cluster is connected to... This cluster is not connected to that one, so this cluster now activates. See, look, this is 2, 4, 5, 6, so this is going to activate.
How does Ace play?
And it's going to spread to here. And then Counter-Reform spreads. To there. So the Protestant clusters are done. Our clusters keep spreading. Now I get to choose. So I'm going to choose for this to go, for example, to there. So those three are going to be fine. France's is going to spread. And Brittany, I'm going to get lucky. They're going to convert me in Brittany. Because Brittany comes before Burgundy. So that's going to flip. And that just did me a favor. Westphalia should not be counter-reformed. I don't know why this is here, but that's okay. Poland is going to spread theirs. To L. And technically, yeah, these are supposed to be swapped. This is their capital. So now then this spreads. So if there's no infectious faith tokens, you get 2 diverse faith tokens. So we missed this, because there was one time we were supposed to spread the faiths and there was no Protestant out there. We should have done 2 diverse faiths, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, this is brutal. Now we're going to roll rebel dice. So let's do the same pattern we always do. 1, 2, 3. Ottomans lose a cube. The Mamluks have 1. The going in order, Venice is good. Denmark 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, they easily got 5. I'm going to lose a cube and get 1 back. So the one they're going to get back should be one of these, or this is a 4 province. This one's... Is it 4 or is it 5? 4. I guess it doesn't matter, so we'll do that one. Poland. Lose a cube. Get a revolution. Austria, 1, 2.
I got her. No, I didn't.
They're going to lose a cube. I'll do myself last. France, 1, 2, 3, 4. They lose a cube. They flip one. So the one they flip will be this one. The revolt would be that one. Spain, 1, 2, 3. They lose a cube. Now, for us, we got to go one area at a time. So let's start with this one. We're going to lose 2. Or roll 2. That wasn't bad. Here we're going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to re-roll that. Okay, so 2 ducats, a power. I'll do that one. And I get to flip one back, and I have a rebellion. So, arguably speaking, a rebellion would mean that it reverts back to France, since I don't technically own it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as the rebellion. So I lose that town. And then I get to flip one back. So I'm going to just go ahead and flip this one. And that's how I'll resolve that. And it's going to get worse because when we do the religious unrest, we have to do every area. So all my areas are going to flip. And then I got one up here. 2 more ducats. Okay. That brings us to almost the end. Because that was just... Oh my gosh, I was doing the wrong one. We were supposed to do this one. Well, here's the good news. I rolled rebel dice for in between the rounds. We were only just supposed to do this. Oh my gosh, I'm such a goober. The orange does spread. So that means these guys are globbing. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was rolling rebel dice when I didn't. I was even whining and complaining about it. It was not fun. Okay, and then this one, nothing happens. Okay, so truce tokens go away. NPR invasions are going to happen. And here's why. Austria is at war with 3 NPRs. Switzerland, who has 2 tax base. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of these guys, right? We're going to put them right here in the middle of the board. Switzerland has 2. So they're going to put 1 here and cause an unrest. Bohemia has 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strength. So that means they're going to put 3 here, and they're flipping this one. Although this one is going to result in a battle, because Austria is already there. So Austria loses 2. Oh, they do have a low army, but They stop him. Ay, ay, ay. But we're not done. Brandenburg has 1, 2, 3 as well. So, but they're not adjacent to them, so nothing happens for Brandenburg. Okay, I think as far as NPR invasions go, that's the only one. I don't think anybody else declared war on somebody. Oh, no, no, no. The Mamluks are at war, but they're too far away. They can't do anything. So then, after this, we're doing peace resolution. So the Mamluks have to do peace, and they're going to lose a point. Because they didn't do anything. And then Austria is going to lose 1, 2, 3 points because they have to do 3 white pieces. I am going to enforce peace on France. France does get to keep a claim in that area because I just took territory from them. But basically, France is losing 3 towns. I was hoping they would lose 4, but they did enough damage to my army that I couldn't hold the area, and then rebels took it back. But I did reduce them by 3, which I still think is quite a victory. And I expanded mine by 3. Now, here's the thing. Pay attention, that's 7 manpower, right? This is 5. So I reduced their manpower by 2. So 2 of these units are going to no longer be in their army. I mean, they still have massive strength here, and I was hoping to take their bigger towns, but I needed to get a foothold first, which I achieved. And yeah, they have these 2 still, but we can always claim them later. And I'm choosing to keep my my claim there, so I'm not going to reduce the unrest. And that'll allow me to declare war on them again without me having to worry about getting a new claim. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tax strength. And if you look at my mission, I need to own 7 ducats worth of tax income from Seine, Aquitaine, Britain, Normandy, and I would get to place 3 in areas adjacent. I would try to influence the Dutch. That's what I would like to do, but I'm not at 7. I only made it to 3, 4. This would have only gotten me to 6, so I was still short. My strategy to attack them was sound one. Now, you could argue I wasted the round because I didn't go, explore India and all that stuff. And there's some validity to that. But this age is brutal. I mean, we did so many rebellions and, anyways. I believe that's all the peace that needs to be done. Nope, there's one more. Spain actually took territory. They took 2, 3, 4, and they're going to lift their claim. They don't have any cubes, so they can't core this. They're going to lift their claim, which will let them fix 2 of these. So they're going to get 6 points. They're definitely surging. Okay, so keep going. Prestige penalties. There's a marriage on fire here, so Poland's going to lose 3. Austria has 1 territory owned by rebels. France has 1, 2, 3. I'm definitely making them fall. Moscow has 1. And I think that's it. The religious dissent, and then we're going to have to gain and remove unrest and roll rebel dice. Now, if you recall, I rolled rebel dice already, So we're only going to roll additional rebel dice if people gained or removed. Um, so right now, France, Spain, and Austria, and Poland should all have remove on unrest. So it means I don't even need to go figure this out. I know it's possible that they could gain unrest in one place and fix unrest in another, but so we're going to start with Austria. Of course, they're going to gain religious unrest,
Yeah, because she's coming. She's coming.
but they also fix one. So they would choose to do so
Oh my god.
here and then fix that one. France, same deal.
Please, please.
Um, that's only a 3.
Wanna cook 'em?
That's a 4. That's a 4. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is a 2. They would gain an unrest there, and they would fix this one. Whoops, that one. Poland, same deal. They're going to gain one and fix one. Moscow, they're not going to gain any. The Dutch are definitely gaining one. This one only has 2. This only has 2. That's an A. Now they get to fix one. They'll fix their big one here. Yeah, they would. Mamluks are fine. Venice, they're a hot mess now, so they're going to gain one. We'll do here.
Oh, come on.
The Ottomans. Alright, so Venice gains one. They're going to roll for their 1. The Ottomans gain 1. They're going to roll 1 more. They get to fix 1. France. Well, we just did theirs. I don't know why I did it out of order, but we did France's. And then Spain, of course, is going to gain 1 and fix 1. So they would gain 1 here and fix 1 there. And then us. We are going to gain 1 here, here, here,
Hey,
and
dude.
here. Now, there is a rebel here,
What?
and I will lose that town. So I get to fix 1. I normally would fix this one up here, but I am for sure fixing that one. And I get to do that because of my stability.
I got you.
And yes, we roll rebel dice, all that stuff. But before we
I
do,
got you.
the
Oh!
the rebels were supposed to siege or move before the peace resolution. So here, France was fine, and this guy would not move. Here, France would not have gotten to fix this. They would have sieged this, so France actually would have lost another town. So when they get to fix one, they would have fixed maybe one of those. Yeah. No, they would just fix the one that they just lost. Over here, that's going to be 1. Here, there's no unrest. So they're okay, but they're going to move. Let's just do everywhere else first. Okay, that's it. So now, this is a situation where there's no unrest even adjacent to them. Like if you look at all the provinces adjacent. Oh, nope, there's unrest here. So 2 units are going to move, but they don't do anything else. They just move. And then 1 stays behind. And then Austria's going to lose 1 more point.
Oh my god.
Okay? Alright, this is definitely overload, for sure. But now we're at our income. Somehow or another, I still held on to papal control.
I live.
So I scored 3 more points. That's turning to be a very cash cow point scoring thing for me. And then they have to do the power struggle. So they're only going to score points for alliances that are the state religion. And if Castile, Austria, or Ottomans have towns in less than 2 of these areas, they lose points. Let's do that first. So these areas are here, here, and here. So Castile has none of these. The Ottomans have none of these. Oh no, Castile has 2 towns in 2 of them. You just need 1 town. The Ottomans are the ones that are missing towns. And who's the third one? Castile, Ottomans, or Austria. Austria's missing towns too. So this is interesting. The Ottomans are losing 3 more points. And then Austria loses 3 more points. So this is just crazy. I've never seen a bot at the age of around end of age 2, or even the end of any age, that's got negative points. I mean, they usually score points for something. But yeah, they're at negative points right now. Alright, well, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for Poland, plus another one for being the only one. This is a huge point score for them. Nobody gets points for this one. So 5 points for Poland so far. Uh, 2 points for Venice.
This vein is so annoying. Just let me CS, dude. I can't.
3 points for Venice.
I can't retro. Then I lose all my mana.
And that's it. So now the next card comes into effect. All HRE elector areas, as well as Pomerania, Flanders, and Bavaria Swabia. If they're Catholic, increase by 1. If less, decrease by 2. 2 times the elector minus 4. Holy cow. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a few more. This one has 2, 3, 4. So 5 points for the Mamelukes. And then Castile's just going to have a field day here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I have 76 stars.
And 1, 2. There. And I think they even get a 5th because they own it all. Nope, just 4 plus 2. So they get 6 points.
Oh, no, bro.
Okay. So Flanders and Wallonia gets this.
Let's do it. Go, go, go. Someone tank.
Pomerania and Bavaria and Swabia.
Someone tank. Go. Not me.
Pomerania,
Guys, I said it. Not me.
Bavaria,
Not
Swabia.
me.
Jason, please.
Someone actually tank. Seriously. Mordecai's are you.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So all these areas, and basically they need to be Catholic. So that means Austria would have to do a war where they try to convert their religion. That would be a case where that war would be valuable. Or control the areas, etc., etc. So like I would need a subjugate card to be able to take these guys. But it would be really nice to get the Netherlands to join the British Empire. That is not the case. I think that covers that. Cleanup phase, I don't have any colonists to add. Neither does anybody else. So we're good there. Roll a die for the Emperor. He's fine. Let's do our income. Oh, I was supposed to do this before the round ended. So that would have been 2 more ducats lost. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. But I get to subtract 3, so that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. And I forgot to dock these guys. They're all on the verge of dying. And so basically I get 20. 2 and 6 is 28. And then I get 2 more for 30. And then 2 more for 32. But base tax is only still in the 2s, so that becomes 34. So 34 minus 16 is 24 minus 6 is 18 ducats. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're getting healthy income, so we can deal with the loan issues. Not too big of a problem. I think I do have to be concerned about these guys, but I should have plenty of cubes coming out here. So 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3. So I got a whole bunch of cubes in this department. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1. Got a bunch there, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Yay. Okay, and then I get to spend, or I get to take 2 more cubes. So what am I going to take it in? Well, I'm going to take at least 1 here. That puts me to 8. And I don't know how much military I'm going to really be doing this round since I'm at peace. Spending these is always a big deal, but I am going to take... I think I'm going to take another... Take another military. Yeah, I am, because it's going to cost me 1 to keep my general. Although this general is going to die. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut the general, so I don't have to pay the cube. You served me well, Sir Raimundo. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4 become available. Yeah, I need military cubes because I got all this unrest. That's what my issue is. So in fact, that extra diplomacy cube, I'm moving over here. I'm putting both cubes there. Okay, I think that brings us to the end of the round. Oh, I gotta do this nonsense. There's 7. 1, 2, 3. You know the drill. You can end the video early if you'd like. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. Otherwise, I'm just going to be filling this in. almost done. Look at that. They never even drew a card.
Wait, I got this. Oh. I was gonna say I am not too good. Are you getting on?
Okay. Almost done. I forgot to do the manpower, so this is 15. They get 2 more. They should shrink a lot. They're down to 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So yeah, they lose 3 armies because of the towns they lost. That was good. 3 armies less would have been a bigger victory for me. The Ottomans gained 1. Venice gains 1. Denmark gains 1. $10, 15, 17. Somehow Poland loses 1. I didn't think they lost towns. I guess they did. They lost the Transylvania area. This is 7, and their authority is 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we have 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 10. We should have 14 now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get to add 2 more manpower. I mean, you may think that's not good, but just 2 more makes a big difference. France lost 3, we gained 2. So that was a net gain of 5 units against them. So we can keep trying to take them down if we'd like. Sometimes it might be easier to just explore, because you get your colonists going and then you put these towns down and you gain tax income and stuff that way as well, but that at least prevents France from running away with the game. Right now, France is not my concern. If anything, I should probably just declare war and start gobbling up Denmark, but that's going to be hard too. Okay, that brings us to the end. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.